Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas vibes to you. It is November 14th, 2:37, 9 a.m. Saturday, 2020. And Mars has gone direct on the 13th. And definitely the Mars station moments were weird. And I had impulses of anger and was tired of war, but it felt like Mars too is tired of the wars. And so it is now Scorpio full moon. A Scorpio, like all things in a three-act structure universe, it's like Scorpion, Eagle to Phoenix, and then back again. And so happy Scorpio new moon, Mars direct, November 14th, pre-Thanksgiving weekend. And, dude, I've been talking about, hold on. I have been talking about the winter wave all year, since February, really. And so, I believe, we have a virus running around our planet, been doing so for a while. And so the years had a lot of plutonian death, and thank you, Jesus, Jupiter is now officially moving away from Pluto for the first time in 13 years. So it's like leaving all the plutonian experience that we've been going through since late 2017. And for the next 13 years, we'll be moving away from Pluto. So that's exciting. But in the whole Hades plutonian death aspect of all this, like, death has been everywhere, around all things, all year, animals, humans. And so 2020 has definitely had a Ghosts of Christmas past, which was Halloween. And so from now into November, we are now in Ghosts of Christmas now. So we made it through Ghosts of Christmas past. It was weird. We made it. Anyway, gin reminds me of Christmas. I don't know why. The taste. Gin has a Christmas tree taste. And whoever sent me this Christmas tree, oh my God, thank you. I super love you. I'm so appreciative. I just unboxed it. I've not had time to put on all the super ornaments. I don't know if I'm gonna go Santa Claus's. I might go get some Fitzroy Star Wars ornaments, at least one. So I'm gonna decorate my tree, but thank you. Merry Christmas. I was not expecting a Christmas tree on my porch. And I haven't had a Christmas tree in years. So thank you. And so I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. And I don't know how many people are going to watch what I can talk about. But Mars has been retrograde since like June. And so when war has to like slow down, run backwards, rethink everything, that is a crazy time, and you're definitely not supposed to be attacking or on the being aggressive during that period. And Mars has been super bright in the sky. And so during that time that Mars just stood still, I definitely, in the Martian energy, was like, I was super angry. Just because I can remember the energy in the middle of 2017 was pretty awesome. And somehow it has been a slow clusterfuck roll since then of negativity. And so I'm inherently positive. So there's part of me that is pissed off at all the negativity. Like, we can definitely do better than this. I'm tired of fighting. And it's not getting us anywhere good. And so, like, I don't know, back in the day, when 2017, when it looked like we'd save the world for a minute, train rolls down the track. My defenses await your attack. And it's cold down inside here tonight. Woo. All right. I'm ready. It's a badass riff, dude. So yeah, it's been weird. And so they're having a 1 million man march tomorrow. And all year, I'm like, yo, dude, we need to be taking the winter wave seriously, the coronavirus. And some people are like, no. And so I've been anti-protesting, anti-large celebrating, anti-giant group functions all year. Republican or Democrat, like right now, getting a large group is not the best of ideas unless you have an excellent fucking reason. And I've been anti-protesting, I don't know, since like 2000, because it seems like a waste of energy and resources. No disrespect to people who believe in like protesting. And so now, I've been freaked out by 2 data points. One, like a week ago, they stopped really reporting daily Houston coronavirus deaths. And then they just announced that France had 953 people die yesterday from the coronavirus. Now, France has like 66 million people. America has like 330 plus million people. So if you times France's numbers equivalent to the United States of America, that would be the equivalent of 4,500 people in America dying in one day. Like that just fucking happened yesterday in France. And so at this point, I don't know, I would guess I'm trying to reduce trips to see other people to be at least like 4 to get more groceries and shit. And more cigarettes. Because the next 2 fucking weeks, I'm definitely going to be being patient and careful to see how strong the winter wave of the virus is. I'd like to survive to Christmas. Oddly enough, so we're looking for a Mars moment. When Mars just stops and goes station. And Elon Musk was like, the coronavirus test is a hoax. No, the coronavirus pathogen DNR testing system is bogus. Said, dude, I got a cold. I'm paraphrasing here. I took 4 tests. And 2 of them were positive, 2 of them were negative, and I got a cold. And so it was like, wait, are you positive? Are you negative? We don't know. And does that mean you're not going to be at the launch tomorrow? It's a weird moment. And he said the carousel spins faster. Which brings me back to that Thor News segment I used with Katya 100 times. We're talking about how this whole thing, everything just keeps spinning faster and faster. And so, like I said, I've been, for 8 fucking months, I've been telling y'all how it would go down now. Like, they're shutting states down as we speak, rolling shit. Because you got morgues fucking filling up. having dumb fucking theories may have worked from 2015 to 2020, but it hasn't fucking worked out so well since 2020 started. And I don't mean to yell, I'm just practicing projecting when I am wearing a mask, I guess. Plus, if you are going to the march tomorrow, wear a mask, dude. I do not recommend having celebrations like the Democrats did when Biden won. But at least the majority of every single person I saw at a Democrat celebration was wearing a mask. So they lose points for having a big group function now, but they get points for wearing masks. So if you're going to have a large function and not wear a mask, that is not working out well. I don't give a shit what data sets you are fucking looking at. That from my experience as Planetary Defense Commander, this whole fucking year, we're losing a lot of people all over the world. If anything, they're taking the numbers and they're squishing them down. And Wall Street's going to hand a megaphone to anybody that's going to confuse everybody. So the fact that I'm drinking gin here with you with my magic Christmas tree, telling you that, like, personally, I've got like one more, hopefully, shopping, grocery store trip, one or two more cigarette trips, and then I am fucking staying home. I mean, hopefully I'll walk because my health is not as good as it should be. But this is the point where when I've been saying the White Walkers are coming, that, like, if we really had the American equivalent of 4,500 people die in France yesterday, you know, I can't do the math right now, but it's like 4,500 people times 365 days a year. That's a lot of dead bodies, bro. That is a lot like the pandemic of 1918. That's a lot like the plague of 1771. A lot like the plague of 1666. That's a lot like the plague of 1333. Like, why don't you skip past motherfucking YouTube videos and go look at actual history? And then, like, when pandemics and plagues, viruses show up, what are some traditional traits and things that do and do not happen during these times? But we are all grown-ass adults in America. And so how you handle the next 3 weeks is all on you. But remember, a lot of times when they're closing down businesses or schools, like, you don't have a say in that. They're not taking a poll on how everybody feels about it. And it's like people forget the death wave that scared the shit out of everybody in China. And the death wave that scared the shit out of everybody in Italy. And then the death wave that scared the shit out of everybody in fucking New York. It goes in like waves, man. And we've had at least 2 pulses to see that at some point it just gets super strong. Kills a bunch of people. So, like, we're in front of the 3rd pulse. And I've been saying all year, this would, I believe, would be one of the strongest pulses in the winter. And so we should have been figuring out how to play defense for right now all year. That's what I'm a channel. I've been telling you, yeah, it'll be here. We'll be playing fucking defense. We'll be doing shit against it. And so we're in the zone of, like, you are 2 weeks to Thanksgiving, 13 days, where people have family gatherings. And they're having a fucking Million Man March tomorrow. That is crazy shit. The day after Mars goes direct. Dude, I just don't think it is a good idea. But if you're going to go, wear a mask. And remember, since like February, I've been recommending we work on solidifying supply chains, food, power, electric, keep people in their homes. Everybody staying cool, doing everything we can to enjoy, survive, and strive after the winter wave through the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. And so the fact that I've made it through spooky Halloween, Ghost of Christmas Past, and I'm in a very thankful, grateful, and blessed state for the Ghost of Christmas Now present. I got a Christmas tree, I got electricity, I got a guitar, I got a laptop that works. My hackers haven't been that aggressive lately. At best, they've just been annoying. Sure, views are way down, and I think they're siphoning off a lot of the money. But overall, I've done the best I can. And I apologize for all the times that I lost my temper. And that you may not be able to feel the death that has been around all year, but I have. It was like the energy in mid 2017 was great. We were heading in the right direction, and then just a weird wave of like death started. A lot of good people have died since the end of 2017. This Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn get together in Capricorn, Hades. We've lost a lot of people, a lot of animals. But we're still, you and I are still here, and the world is still standing. My 5 or 6 years as Planetary Defense Commander, civilization still here. Power grids haven't collapsed. We haven't gone through World War III. The currencies haven't broken. And we're all still sitting at the negotiating table trying to figure out what we're going to do with our future together. So I feel pretty good, and my optimism is up. And just like I said when Trump was elected, I'm going to give Biden a chance. See what happens. Same thing with Obama. I'm going to give him a chance. Same thing with, this will be my 10th president, bro. I've been through 10 fucking presidents, man. I had 2 dads. So I'm going to give this one a chance to see what actually happens. And right now, I think we should all be concentrating on making it through Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like, Thanksgiving is going to be fucked up no matter what happens. Like, Thanksgiving is going to be a fucking long line of coronavirus super spreader events that have been taking place all year, except this will be taking place during the third pulse of the winter wave. The exact fucking time period I have talked about and warned about all year long. And my views have been stripped down to like less than 1,000 per video, while the people telling you the coronavirus is a hoax can get hundreds of thousands of videos and views. Like at the end of the year, when we finally tabulate the amount of people that have died in 2020, it will be staggering. Angular momentum got me high. So come and get it. I'll wait for you. Polish my guns. My will is true. The train rolls down the track, and my defense awaits your attack. And it's cold there inside here tonight. Yeah. Saying it's been a wild ride since 2017, man. Like if we were breaking it down into chunks, like let's say 2012 to 2015 was weird, then 2015 to 2017 middle was weird, and then it's like we've been in the like end of 2017 chunk of time, and it is all in a kind of a weird cycle. You know, right now this whole going into Thanksgiving, going into the new moon, going into the 5th eclipse of the year, bro. We're going to be on the 5th eclipse of the year, man. We just got done with 3 Jupiter Pluto conjunctions in the sky relative to us. 3 of them. And then we're going into our 5th eclipse. Like if you were doing that type of astronomy or astrology math, it is incredible on every level. Astro Fight Club, yo. So yeah, it's gonna be a weird week. And look, man, if I can be human for a minute, try not to be disrespectful to anybody, try not to place any blame, just asking questions. But so Elon Musk was like, hey man, I think I might have the coronavirus. And he just had a baby with Grimes. I think that is his 3rd or 4th children. Because I thought about if I do end up having kids, you know, in some way, you know, personally, it would be cool if I could have like 3 or 4 different women have my babies at the same time, like 5. Like that would be awesome. It's not legal. And so in like a fictional screenwriting sense, I could do that. You know? People get unfreaked out or being entertained and laugh at the concept of a fictional story where some guy has like 3 women have his babies at the same time. You know, but how cool would that be? You know, as parents. Anywho, so like, it's only legal to have sex and have babies as a man's point of view with women, like concurrently. You can't, it's not legal, you can't do that. You can only have sex, have a baby with one woman at a time, but you can have sex with multiple women on a chronological scale, or you just have to, I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, I'm just saying like he's on the 7th kid. I think it's 3rd or 4th wife woman and a lady, baby mama. And so the last one was Grimes, right? And so people have noted like, you know, wow, surprised Grimes had a baby and with him. But I thought, I don't mean this rude, but it was like, why? I mean, what type of child support do you think she gets? Like, I bet she gets like $100,000 a month. She's got Elon Musk's baby. And she seems smart. In the whole natural selection thing, definitely talented and pretty enough to select as a baby. Like, so hopefully Elon Musk takes care of all his kids. So like the child support's gonna be insane. And if Elon Musk did get the coronavirus or anything were ever to happen to him, like I think SpaceX would keep going on. I think Tesla would keep happening. Like these corporations. And so that kid, I don't know the whole will shit, but I was just saying like that kid in a whole mythological King Arthur sense, that kid owns like, inherits 1/7 of his dad's kingdom. I don't know if you look, like I've looked at having kids in my life super seriously, you know? And I've talked to you guys about being King Arthur and that the women you choose and the men, like the people your romantic relationships will be the most past altering things you will ever encounter in your entire life. Now we're in some weird fucking, like Madison Avenue has been revolting against itself for 8 years. And so there's can't be a discussion about men and women and romance that happens on any real level. So everybody's just beating each other with sticks. Oh, it's crazy, dude. And so I'm saying, so that, you know, that was like, so I'm talking about King Arthur. You gotta Choose Your Women Well, and that's like the seventh son, and with Iron Maiden and Seventh Son and Jack White and Seventh Son being a big deal, Elon Musk had like 7 sons. Presented with the opportunity, would I do the same? Probably, absolutely. But being a good, workable environment. And at the moment, being Planetary Defense Commander from 2014 to 2020, that's not been a good environment for me personally. And let's get through the gosh dang pandemic. Plus, when like the things that I've told y'all all year, one of the rules is we don't trust vaccine corporation press releases. We just don't do it here at Thor News. So we stay skeptical. And I heard y'all talk to me about fucking vaccines all year, and I'm like, look, man, they're not going to offer us a vaccine in 2020, so that is the best 2021 problem. So let us not worry about 2021 problems in 2020, because we got 2020 problems to deal with. And it's weird to me that it seems like the same people who don't want to wear a mask are worried the most about the vaccine. So look, if it's like a traditional virus, it will go away in 2 to 3 years. If it is a geoengineered weapon that either got out or got put out, then it'll be with us as long as they want it to. Either way, I would play fucking defense. Because we've had 250,000 people die, 0 fucking funerals, and then toggling the light switch on bars and churches. It's like we got fucking Martians trying to make humans hate each other and do everything the worst way fucking possible. And I'm over here trying to be the super coolest Christmas spirit dude ever. I guess I'm not doing as well as I could, but I feel pretty fucking awesome. I got 8 years of Thor News under my belt in 9 days, and I'm looking back because now I have time to look back, or I have to, because it's my 8-year anniversary. I'm looking back to who I was in 2013, who I was in 2015, who I was in 2017. And the whole time I've been saying all the cool shit. You should have listened to me the whole fucking time. I miss talking about boobs, but not as much as I miss having boobs in my face. So I'm wondering about Elon Musk's fucking Thanksgiving situation, man. I've been talking to y'all about you gotta be planning your Thanksgiving all year long. You want to do it smart? And so Elon Musk has 3 or 4 baby mamas. He's got 7 kids. And so I want to know personally, what is it like? What does the Elon Musk logistics situation during pandemic at Thanksgiving look like? I don't want to speculate on other people's love life, but I will. If Elon is a high virility man, he needs women all the time, and so he may have moved on to the next one after Grimes to baby mama number 8. And so he may be dating someone new, and then he's still got all of his wife to deal with, and a brand new baby. And so I wish that he did a reality show on the Kardashians. I would definitely watch an Elon Musk Thanksgiving special right now. And can I tell you this? So I found a video of the Star Wars special from the mid 70s. It's a holiday special. It wasn't the greatest thing ever. But for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, back then you only had 3 channels on TV. So you had 3 choices. And so it was on CBS. And so millions of people watched. And for 6 minutes, they had nothing but the Wookiees. Chewbacca had a son named Lumpy and a dad named Itchy. I thought that was weird, man. I was watching it, it's with Chewbacca's family. His wife had a name Mariella Bella. And then his dad was Itchy and his son was Lumpy. I was really, Chewbacca? And so for 6 minutes, they just had the Chewbacca family talking in Chewbaccanese, or whatever, Wookiee, sorry. So for 6 minutes, you just had them talking in Wookiee. And I was this is probably a bad decision. You guys should have at least subtitled it. subtitling it would have been way better. It was like Wookiee without subtitles. It's like, yeah, and it's to start the show that's not going to capture your audience and keep them. But they got 3 channels. I would guess the viewings of the night, we will see. But the other thing is, I want to say again, the idea that Han Solo's son would have killed him in Star Wars, that Disney Star Wars, that still to this day blows my mind. Like, of all the times when I grew up, I never saw a shitty scenario, and I thought of possible future Han Solo scenarios a million times. Many of them with Boba Fett or the Boba Fett children and gang. And I never, in all those timelines, I never saw like, yeah, and Han Solo has a son that kills him. I was like, wait, man, you guys envisioned a way different Han Solo future than I did. But before the Star Wars future movies came out, they wrote a bunch of Star Wars books. And it's like, technically, either none of that canon counted, or they just pushed it off into a different multiverse. Also, I actually am having a whole lot more angst about when Saturn entered Capricorn. I made out with the White Queen right after Phoenix. I got that idea of the X-Men, Marvel, DC crossover romantic comedy trilogy asterisk. I mean, it's streaming, so it's like 1,000 shows, but 1,000 shows over a 3-act arc over 10 years or whatever. You know, where the multiverse and the DC Marvel X-Men universe combined for new in the new MCU, which will eventually be MU, I guess. DCMU. Eventually, what's it talking about? Anyway, I got more angst about what they're going to do with the X-Men and Avengers franchise than I did about the election. And I've been meaning this since like 2017. I had an idea which way the election was going. Like I said, who knows? We got 2 big checkpoints with the election. We got December 14th. And then Inauguration Day. And as Planetary Defense Commander, I worry about my mom, the Texas Angel, Rose, all cool people of catching the virus, but definitely people over 65. And so the idea that and I think there are different strains of the virus. Like, I don't know, as Planetary Defense Commander, I lose by worrying anybody, and definitely anyone over 70, which both Biden and Trump are. And just because Trump says he's immune, that don't mean it's true. And that in 1900s, that's when the World War started. The turn of the age before the 2000s. Yeah, World War I. At the fall of the Ottoman Empire. How come in YouTube comments never hear anybody talk to me about the Ottoman Empire? Yeah, World War I began because there was a power vacuum. Just like there is now. And then, after the world decided what they could do with its petroleum future, decided, yeah, let's just put Nikola Tesla and Mark Twain in a box, shadow box them, and let's just have 100 years of wars. It worked. I mean, civilization's still standing. But after that choice, we got the plague, Spanish flu. And this is like 350 years after the Spanish flu was introduced, or smallpox, against all Americans. At some point in time, the people who did the Spanish Inquisition brought smallpox over to the U.S. or Canada, America, South America, Central America. That was from definitely 15 and 1600s. You know, that like all that shit led up to the 1666 plague. That like the 1900s had quite a few fucking plagues in them, bro, because we got off the rails several fucking times in the last 1,000 years and had to be divinely course corrected. What is it talking about? Anyway, so America had like its own world war against each other from the 1914, 1915, 2016. And then we got the pandemic that came along with, if you're gonna start a giant war at the start of your fucking century, you're gonna get a fucking plague. But then you got Wall Street, being like, boobs are bad, nipples are the devil, and is the coronavirus real? I don't know. Let us ask Rand Paul and Elon Musk. And the fucking Sean Hannity. Definitely Tucker Carlson. And it's weird, I've been right on it all fucking year long. Like, I haven't had to change it. Like, none of my stances, I've never had to alter any of the fucking shit. I didn't change from January 1st as Asteroid Fight Club Planetary Defense Commander. I didn't have to change from trust the plan to pandemic to like recount. Like, my slogan has not changed. Stay cool and play great defense. Teamwork makes dream work, and we are all in this shit together. And cheers to the Millers and everyone else. And all the good protectors. And the people who make Earth awesome. And I would like everyone on the planet to work on their dialogue skills. When we do get to hang out again, please spend, part of the next 2 years studying the best sitcoms in history. When we all do get to hang out again, let's make sure that our conversations are better than ever. How's that sound? Merry Christmas. So y'all talk about politics all year long. And the giant political peak of the show and dance is over. It's 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 over. And so, survival, defense, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Jupiter, Saturn conjunction, New Year's, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever Islamic holiday happens in the winter, whatever India. I am going to be in 8 years of Thor news, dude. I get to celebrate the fact that I've tried to stay positive and be cool and be as funny as possible and give you guys as good information for 8 years. And I think I've done a good job. And no matter what anybody says, it's not going to change my opinion on that fact. And I don't mind if a million people disagree. I'm confident. And, yeah. Oh, so, weird story. Lately I've been deleting my videos after I go live. Weird true story. Asterisk. And so me and Fitzroy, before the energy went bad in 2017, it was like we were, we had a band and shit, and we were working on rock and roll songs because we want rock and roll to come back. And so the energy in the middle of 2017 was good. And so Fitzroy and I wrote a bunch of songs. That was back when I could nail choruses. Can't do it anymore. Hopefully that power will come back. And so we wrote the song called InfoSec Girls, talking about the women of information security, which is a big thing in the hacker world. And so if you ever get a chance to hang out with some really talented people that know how to play musical instruments, and everyone can write a song, and at that point you can nail a verse and a chorus as you guys are doing it in the moment, it is one of the greatest feelings you will ever have as a human being, in my opinion. It is even better than sex. So we wrote the song InfoSec Girls. Plug it in, turn it on, hook it up. This bitch is strong. Malware unicorn, take me home. Oh, oh. Anyway, so it was only a couple months after we wrote that song that like I made out with one of the big InfoSec girls. They're women. And that was like, so that was written before the Saturn went into Capricorn. It's like the last bastion of the like all the Capricorny fucking shit from where it's just been nonstop, constant battles since the end of 2017. And it has been wild and it's been crazy. Like I said, I'm gonna be optimistic through the entire holiday season. And though during the moment Mars stationed, I may have been mad at a lot of people. And I definitely want the people that fuck with me to stop fucking with me. And I definitely want people to stop stealing from me to stop stealing from me. And I don't want to stay in the shadow box forever. But I'm not mad at anyone. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anyone. And I know we all got to work together to make it through the future. And at 48, I want to have an amazing 13 years. I want to, like, this is where I'm peaking. I want to peak for the next 13 years. All the shit I ever did was so we could build the world that I could enjoy for at least 13 more years. And then everyone can enjoy the world we built after that. If my rewards for being a cool dude were to come in, this would be the time frame. And the rewards are like, we all stop fighting. That like, if we are one big family, like I've said we are, look, bro, I want the family to stop fighting for the holidays and the years after that. That isn't some of the most noble shit. I don't know what is. And my Jesus helped me get there, and I'm probably going to stay there to the day I die. Now, I want my global Earth family to stop fighting. And I know it is possible. And you should beware of anyone who does not believe in peace. And I believe Jesus' sacrifice and knowledge helped us get to this point today where we can actually enter into the age of Aquarius and that peace is king. Jesus was the Prince of Peace, and that peace itself is king. And it's all the great men and women who've helped keep it together and keep the family together and remind everybody how great we got it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Merry Christmas. So that's my stance. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to give Biden a fucking chance. I'm not going to buy into the bullshit that, like, he's not going to be president on the 20th. If you want to buy into the bullshit, I recommend you can go to predicted.com. You can take your Bitcoin, your dollars, and you can bet that Trump is going to win. And right now, if you bet like 10 cents, you win 90 cents, which means if you bet $1,000, you win $9,000. So right now, if you mortgage your house, you could bet $100,000 on Trump to win presidency and get $900,000. So if you firmly believe that Trump is going to be president on January 20th, go bet on that shit, bro. But right now, he's like 0 for 16 in fucking cases or suits. And today he just pulled out of the Pennsylvania recount. And so, you know, and tomorrow's the big march. And technically on the Planetary Defense Commander team, I need him to calm the fuck down. I've requested to sit down with him. Haven't gotten it. And to help everyone in the American family to make it through the fucking holiday season. His 5 predictions the coronavirus would disappear haven't happened yet. His prediction that it would totally disappear after the election definitely has not happened. And so he does have like 35 to 40% of the people who literally believe that like he is a Jesusian figure and everything he does is magic. Everything he says is true. And so during the next 3 years and 13 years, right now he holds a lot of power and sway, as does Elon Musk, over people that dudes they listen to. And so I need him to get more on a, hey man, we're all gonna have a great Thanksgiving, a great Christmas, and we're gonna make it through with the American spirit, and peace is the way to go. I would love for him to get on that page, which would be a very Scrooge-Dean ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. They're like, through all the speculation and shit, I think Barron Trump has the chance to be a cool kid. As long as he does not, like everybody else, you know, that like, Barron has a chance to see both sides. And that Trump helped create Space Force, which Biden will now be in control of. And civilization did not collapse during the 4 years that he was here. And I just believe he just wasn't good at the coronavirus, which is why he didn't win. But like, as Planetary Defense Commander, I don't hate him, and I don't wish him ill will, and I don't want harm to come to him or his family. And I don't want harm to come to him or anybody's family. And that's why, like, I've done everything I can all year to warn us about this period now where 953 people died in France. They got rolling lockdowns in states. 953 people in France equates to like 4,500 people dying in a single fucking day of this virus. So that's a lot of death, dude. I told everyone to make sure you are stocked up and ready to go on groceries and all things to make it to January. I've been saying that all year pretty much. Winter wave. I said get ready for the March wave, get ready for the winter wave. Lockdowns would start at the end of October. Here we are. New York today announced that all, like, school was closed for the rest of November. Like, school had to be at home, or was just, like, there's no school. I don't remember if it's like it's online now, if there's no school, but like New York just pulled the plug on school. Utah has been pulling plugs. Parts of El Paso and El Rado have been trying to pull plugs, but Texas is a. And like I said, I would still like 1 or 2 more trips to the grocery store and the corner store. You know what is weird about the Million Man March? Is the good news is that, like, technically, for this very day, very situation, you're not allowed to have firearms in Washington, D.C. That's the thing, is right now, we don't need to be shooting people, we need to be feeding people. And that has been my recommendation all year. We do everything we can to make it to the winter wave. And that neither the Democrats nor the fucking Republicans seem to acknowledge that when these waves of lockdowns were rolling back that I accurately predicted down to the fucking month, the weeks, that they have offered no help to the entire service industry that has been laid off. Everyone in all the sectors that has been laid, like, the people need help. Just like Britain, if they're going to lock everyone down for an entire fucking month, you can't ask people to stay home and play good defense and not help them out. I mean, you can. When New York announced its schools were closing, Wall Street went up, the stocks, Dow went up 500 points. I was like, hey, if they're closing on New York schools, that's great for business, money, stocks. And I'm going to have to battle my own ego, even in the face of Planetary Defense Commander, all these people dying, of looking at like all the shit I've been talking about for 8 years. Most of it is relevant today as it's ever been, if not more. Yeah, most of the people who get all the attention and everything are out there giving people bullshit bullshit that doesn't fucking work. And that they've been fucking chain wrong throughout 2020. And I would guess over the next 3 months, during this death wave, the amount of people that die will be like 40% Democrat and 60% Republican. And that's just weird. It's not funny, but it's like, it's this is so, it's been my stance. I don't care the fucking situation. Don't protest. Don't giant celebrate. And it's like alien. I think it's like the spit, the direct, I don't know. And negative energy attracts it. Like, yeah, man, if you're gonna be positive, like the world is ending, somehow you or someone around you is you're gonna magnetize that fucking virus to you. There have been countless stories of the people who literally talked about how the coronavirus was a hoax, and then like, oh, here's their fucking obituary. That story's happened over 10 times since it started. And it's just such a scary thing that like during the winter wave, people who are like mask is oppression, it's like you can you either wear the masks or you get the rolling lockdowns that are perpetual. If it is a natural virus, this lasts 2 to 3 years. Like basic airline travel is mostly offline. Like I don't think the Super Bowl is gonna be played this year. Like the winter wave is gonna be bad, bro. Bad. But as long as if we hold on as a civilization and limp through it incompetently, if it's natural, it ends in 2 to 3 years. If it's not natural, and they meant to put it out, then we are it could get super fucking weird, technological Spanish Inquisition shit. Like those are the 2020 late stakes, man. And it's just like I talk about the X-Men, Marvel, DC thing. When people talk to me, when we talk about like the Illuminati, the ones who are in super control, the whole main thing is just like going back to mythology. The most beautiful woman or women of that time, the sexiest creatures out there on the planet, always have this like weird cosmic sway, the feminine spirit over everything. And especially like nothing is supposedly a bigger libido than like money and power. And so when you get these men who have these giant like Elon Musk libidos that like the most beautiful women in the world are the most powerful goddess types are always going to have like some type of ethereal sway to it all. And so that like getting powerful people to agree on like how to all make money together is definitely different than like everyone like if everyone on the planet is trying to make out with the power players, trying to make out with Selena or Taylor or any of the like that type of romantic weirdness and gay, bi, straight is always going to add surprises to any type of like everyone is unified. They're like the face that launched 1,000 ships. Like if you get 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 men who are trying to be like the manly men under some type of like underworld agreement, it's always the women are always gonna hold like some type of super powerful ace cards that won't be able to be predicted well by masculine figures. And so, like, I'm not surprised in fucking Mars Direct. Elon Musk's like, I took the test 4 times. These tests sucks. And to me, SNL should do a skit on it, like the Elon Musk home pregnancy kit. It's way better than the coronavirus kit. The Elon Musk pregnancy kit, he probably have microchip fucking prophylactics. You know, it knows when to turn your dick on and off. So like, it's just, to me, it's always, there's always, you know, you have like so like Elon, who's had, you know, 7 different times, possibly more, you know, him and the baby mama could be like, well, did you take a pregnancy test? Like, what was the pregnancy test and coronavirus tests? And that's the thing that, like, half the people that vote for Trump are like, we want you to stop killing babies. And I'm like, why doesn't both sides work together to prevent as many unwanted pregnancies as possible? It's like, if you don't want the coronavirus, I don't want you to catch it. If you don't want a baby, I don't want you to catch a baby. Like, what's happening? I don't know. I was going through life, and then bam, somehow I ended up with a baby I didn't want. Same thing with coronavirus. Except they're 2 different things. And that's why, like, I think I've definitely gotten fat that after the, like, White Queen end of 2017 Capricorn thing, I was like, dude, what if I never find a woman that I like, I'm attracted to, can trust, that I may never get to, like, finding someone you really want to make out with is one of the most magical, special things. One of the biggest parts of the human experience is finding someone you love, getting to feel affection and warmth and the magic of 2 people who come together. Gay, straight, bi. Like, that is one of the best experiences. That and being in a good band. You know, if I had to put them up there, this is, yeah, Colin, Che, anyone at SNL, if you guys are listening. I don't know who your musical guest is going to be or who your host, but I would love to see an Elon Musk pregnancy skit. Okay, now that I'm super gossiping. Like, I think, you know, like, 20-year-olds are out of control. When I go to the store and with the grocers, that, like, most of the time, like, if I do see someone without a mask, often they're like in their 20s. And they've got this, like, I'm invincible attitude towards them. And so the idea now of taking 18-year-olds in the whole human experience, like 18 to 27-year-olds who are in their, like, physical prime, sexual, like, awareness, wakeness of 18 to 27, like, getting them not to party with each other over the next 3 months is definitely going to be one of the most difficult tasks. And so Dave Chappelle made a joke the other night on Saturday Night Live where he was talking about President Trump, where when President Trump got the coronavirus, it was kind of like when Freddie Mercury got AIDS. Nobody had to ask, how did he get it? And so, you know, that now that Elon may or may not have the coronavirus, like I'm saying, if I did have to ask, how did he get it? I would guess that, like I said, Elon may have moved on from Grimes. And so, you know, Elvis used to have a thing where he would have 30 women come over and hang out with him and party with him and his friends. So it'd be like Elvis and his 4 friends and then 30 women. And so, you know, Tiger Woods has had that power before. Elon Musk has a version of that power. And so I would guess, yeah, that during this period, that the 48-year-olds who do get to make out with 25-year-olds, there's a good chance, especially if they're rolling through them, that, yeah, you're going to catch the fuck virus, bro. And, you know, some people have said that it is biochemically engineered. So it may be like we don't know what it attacks, whether it attacks your liver, your brain, your testicles, your memory, your energy. It is definitely a DPS doer though. And so the first thing I did when we found out about the virus is it affects the different blood types differently. You can look up the information now if you want to. And so me and my mom are on the good blood type where it hits us, doesn't hit us as hard. That doesn't make me cocky in any fucking sense. So yeah, Merry Christmas. I'm going to stay optimistic. Though everybody definitely needs to be ready for the ghosts of Christmas now. And it is just weird that the White House has had like 2 outbreaks of the coronavirus. Where like people who work at the White House, you know, where it's like a deer meat packing plant where like a bunch of people at the deer meat packing plant, the White House today, caught the coronavirus. And it turns out to be anywhere from 8 to 12, possibly 40. Oh yeah, they announced 130 Secret Service members were in quarantine. And so I've talked to y'all all year long about the coronavirus, and it's my least favorite subject. We're now at the point where that shit is going off like a bomb, and I've handed people excellent information. And, you know, that Space Force still exists under Biden. And that hopefully we will keep up our lunar plans. Moon, bitch. It's like taking steps. Why skip the moon and then just focus on Mars? We could learn a lot from Venus and the moon over the next decade and then still stay on the 2030 Mars timeline. We'll see what happens though. This is the period that I predicted things would get better. Since 2017. The time we're focused on now has been definitely middle of November. And then December. That we are slowly ascending to like hitting peaks in 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027. Like all the work we're going to put in over the next 2 or 3 years will manifest us an excellent decade after that. And so you and I will have to wait and see together. And I do think by being absolutely hands down, without a doubt, the coolest guy in the truth community, that should make me the leader. And I think I would do pretty good. That's not how it goes right now. And we'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be 2 more years of YouTube, vaccine fear, and all political stories. But the sun is definitely waking up, man. The sun is lit with like 4 sunspots on it. We are early in the cycle. And it is busting people's fucking projections. Other than mine and Scott's. I'm like, you even talk to the sun, bro? Like, how many times have you sang to the sun? I'm not saying, I'm just saying, like, what if the sun is like a garden? And so just like the sun pours light into us, it's best to pour some love back. Like, you ever looked at the sun and sang the I love you song? You just look at it and you're like, I love you. Yes, I love you. Yeah, I love you. I love you. All the things that you do, the ways that you move, all the light in your grooves. You're always true. I love you. Or been like, hey, good morning, sunshine. I love you. I'm glad you're here with me today. I don't know, so I think the sun leveled up. I think Saturn and Jupiter have leveled up. And now we're going to find out if those predictions are correct. And I may have also leveled up. And I'm definitely counting on a lot of y'all to have leveled up from 2012 till now. I'm sort of counting on everybody in Asteroid Fight Club, or the majority of us, or at least 40% of us, having leveled up quite a bit since 2012. Though the data would suggest anywhere from 30% of people are going to be stuck on a 2016 level, 2015 level for God knows how long. And so, like, the day within the 24-hour period, Mars goes direct. You have a large gathering in DC today. And who knows what the fuck is gonna happen? Like I would. Like I would leave the house today, take chances. If there was a chance I got to kiss one of my crushes. The idea of going to a giant political celebration, whether that be at the inauguration or going to a protest right now, it seems to me like the least thing of all the things outside of torture or being harmed that like I would want to do right now. And so, like I said, I don't know the amount of people who are like, it's no worse than the flu, and then they die. That has happened a lot. And I'm definitely not going to be able to save any of those people, I don't think. Although, you know, if you kept your heart pure, you were kind, caring, giving, sense of humor, good to other people, forgiving, you might have enough dumb luck to make it to the next 2.5 years. Oh, since you and I are here, baby. It's like the big subjects nobody's gonna fucking talk about. Right now, the new next anointed king is like Joe Rogan, at least for the narrative. And so the big scare tactic on vaccines is that Ticketmaster, who controls the music, or partially is part of the music industry, is like, yo, you're gonna have to have a I've been vaccinated wristband to get into a Ticketmaster concert. And I'm like I said, I'm not, why talking about vaccines in 2020 is so dumb to me. But, you know, people talk about like the music industry is really made up of the most popular ticket selling musicians. So, you know, I've heard a million YouTubers pontificate about what would happen in that scenario and other people. But you don't hear Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, Billie Eilish, Beyonce, The Weeknd. I mean, they just announced The Weeknd's playing the Super Bowl. I was like, that's a crazy announcement because you're not going to have a fucking Super Bowl. I mean, they may pull it off. The logistics on a football team is much harder than a basketball team, bro. Easily by far and away. So I don't think, like, I'm pretty 95% sure there ain't going to be a fucking Super Bowl, man. And it's just like when I say things that are a month away and I know what I'm talking about, like, yeah, I just don't see it happening. Anyway, The Weeknd announces he's going to be, like, I'm singing at it. And I'm like, well, you just announced you're singing something that's not going to happen. It's so 2020, you know? It's like I think Tay even said, like a month ago, like, this will be gone in 4 months. Like, no, it won't. Man. You can't, like... Anyway, so it would be great to have, like, Selena and Taylor and Billy and Post Malone on Joe Rogan, and they can talk to fucking Joe Rogan about the vaccine situation and Ticketmaster. You know, Katy Perry can come on, Kelly Clarkson, Lil Nas, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber. You know, they can come on and talk to Joe Rogan about fucking vaccines and Ticketmaster. They can take away from a minute away from, you know, selling their wares to be like, all right, if you were gonna, just like for the coronavirus where they consult the doctors and the virologists, like here the musicians they're the entire fucking industry. It's like they just said they're killing, was it 5 million minks because of the coronavirus? It's like minks don't get a say. And so that, like, whatever Ticketmaster did or didn't do, like, Ticketmaster is made up of all those people. And it's really only the people who sell tickets. And so, like, of all the people that talk about the, like, Zero Hedge is big on it, the Ticketmaster vaccine story, like, I never hear about, like, I want to hear what the artists have to say. Like, hey, Tay, what is your opinion on that? And the funny thing is, I know this, like, that celebrities and musicians, I'm pretty sure, since 2012, have been some of the biggest YouTube conspiracy followers over this period in time. Definitely their thoughts and emotions have changed. But, you know, people who aren't allowed to give their opinions publicly, off script, usually have some pretty wild opinions, bro. So it's been weird from my standpoint. We have people who are super famous, or people who are super rich, get it so wrong. Like I said, I think at this point, other than me and the Leo King, people warning about what was coming at the Pluto-Saturn opposition January 15th, other than us two, everybody else in the whole planet seemed to get it off guard. Caught flat-footed. There may be 1,300 guys that I don't know about that knew it was coming. But everybody else, every group seemed to be totally off guard. Although monetarily in America, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk seem to be best poised to deal with it, which I thought was weird because Elon sells cars. And then you take that group so that like 90, everybody but me and the Leo King got caught off guard. So like feathers in my cap for the last 8 years of Thor News, being one of the, you know, like that. Okay. And then you can split that down the line of like 50-50 people who thought Trump was definitely going to win. So those two feathers, like, I've been saying since March, Trump's not winning, dude. He's just not, he doesn't know how to handle the pandemic. So I'm trying not to get cocky. Because Planetary Defense Commander, we're losing a lot of people, and we're going to lose a lot of people. And so I'm going to stay thinking positively. And we are definitely, even though I'm playing maximum defense for the next 2 weeks, I think we're totally going to fuck up Thanksgiving. But within 2 weeks, like I said, at some point in time, Trump is going to have to change his tune. That there appears no clear path forward. So I would say 99% chance Trump is not going to be president, bro. And so he's going to have to change his tone, and it'll happen in the next week. Probably. And even though he's still president, you'll hear him talk about, like, he's been pretty quiet for the last 6 days. He did a press conference today on the vaccine. You'll hear him talk about the vaccine, but you won't hear him talk about the virus and the situation and how we're going to fucking deal with it. That's still my job, regardless of Trump or Biden as president. I'm still your planetary defense commander, and my contract definitely runs through 2020. Then we'll reevaluate at the end of the year, you and I. And we'll see how pretty my thieves and ones that are stealing from me and hacking me and the shadow boxes I'm in, we'll see how well they're holding up at the end of December. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'll have... Oh, but I think, Thor News is going to still be around. And one of the big subjects we are going to discuss is the Air Force Arctic strategy in 2021. So that may sound sciencey and boring to y'all, but it is definitely going to be one of the things that I start to roll out, and it's going to bookend. So Trump was more Greenland, and then Biden, I guess, will be more Arctic. And I still want to build a major super badass highway that crosses from Russia over to Alaska, over to the Arctic, down through Canada, down through America, through Mexico, through Central America, through South America. That is one of the American dreams I would like to definitely have start in my lifetime. You gotta have goals, man. And building some of the coolest architecture this world has ever seen, having that start while I'm still alive is definitely one of my goals. So, yeah. I'm definitely looking out for big Christmas present moments for myself. Elon Musk has had his goes to Christmas present moment as he's usually during the coronavirus, Elon Musk seems to enter the conversation when things are really bad, and then he makes things worse. Which I don't think most people want as their description. So, like, he's having his Christmas now moment. Remember, there are going to be chain moments that are going to be happening up until Thanksgiving and through the November eclipse. Remember, shit gets real off the chain around eclipses, man. I definitely believe in eclipse energy shifts. So we have 2 eclipses left. One around the end of the month, I think on the 30th. And then and that's lunar, which is the moon. And they're happening in Gemini and Sagittarius. Supposedly, if I understand my information correctly, I'm a Sagittarius, Capricorn, Gemini. So I will be able to feel them. And then you got the conjunction, my birthday, Christmas, all the other holidays. we are definitely in holiday season. And with Jupiter and Saturn meeting up, I've looked at it like karma and luck. And so for the last 5 or 6 weeks of the year, all the work we've done over the last 12 years as people and human beings, hopefully karma and luck will reward us properly. Because God is good. And God is great. And I think peace is the way. So Merry Christmas, y'all. It's very exciting. But it's definitely dangerous. Like I'm at a very detached place with, we had like, was it 1,400 people die yesterday? It's Planetary Defense Commander had almost 10,000 people across the globe. It's on top of all the regular deaths. Like, and the winter wave looks like it's going to be bad, bro. So I'm kind of going to lockdown, which means my live streaming will probably go up if you're into that type of thing. I do have a lot of faith that regardless of what the numbers say, my message gets out there into places it needs to go. And I have appreciated it every single time I've ever seen any one of my crushes in person. And their eyes say, I appreciate your work. Or, I love your work. Have you ever noticed the expression people have on their face when they look at you? The eyes are excellent communicators. And I just watched The Queen's Gambit, which was good. It's on Netflix. I have this crazy idea for Black Widow 2. They should take the girl from Queen's Gambit, Anya Taylor, and have her be Scarlett Johansson's daughter that she didn't know she had. That could be a cool, funny script. I mean, people are like, how could a woman not know she had a daughter? And I'm like, well, in Avengers Endgame, they brought 3.5 billion people back from the dead, so I'm pretty sure there are some fictional screenwriting ways you could make it happen that would work in a logical movie sense. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you put those two ladies together, side by side, in a humorous but serious capacity, it could do super fantastic things. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to give your moviegoer the ultimate experience, and then there's the whole multi-universe thing. Like, there are so many content doors open right now. Streaming is the future for sure. Remember, the entire movie industry has been shifting and changing massively since the year 2000. All media industries, music, movies, television, the whole thing where you can't just, like right now, all the entertainment industry is just filled up with the worst conspiracies possible. Like, we replaced rock and roll with the worst conspiracies possible. We replaced excellent movies with the worst conspiracies possible. We replaced great TV shows with the worst conspiracies possible. and we were rewarded with a plague. And during the plague, you've had the people who were selling the worst conspiracies possible before a plague still selling the worst conspiracies possible. Like, their ways have not changed much. Nor can they, I don't know. So we're going into a giant winter wave of like ring wraiths and death after Jupiter's gone past Pluto. We're like the Pluto touch. We don't know, like, you know, the world started with the death of Kobe, and then we've lost so many people that we all knew our whole lives. And so, who will be next? I don't know, man. I'm hanging on for Christmas. Because I think rock and roll shall be resurrected somewhere around the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction. And I'm going to believe that good times are ahead. And that good guys will win. And that I didn't waste my time and energy on Asteroid Fight Club. I didn't waste 8 years of my life. Of all the things that I could have done for my 40s, when I turned 40, being Thor of Thor News and ending up Planetary Defense Commander, I think it was a smart decision, but that is contingent on us making it through the next 5 years, you know? And having quality of life for people improving. So yeah, please bear with me if you can. Or if you want to, because having to go over my work from the last 8 years, I'm going to have some ego pulses where like I act like, whoa, I'm the coolest dude on the planet. I'll try and keep that to a minimum. I know we're a team, and there are a lot of people out there who've done a lot of great things, and there are even guys out there like my buddy Dizzy who are better men than I. Like, it is possible. So I love y'all. Have a great night. But that like Karma and the Grim Reaper are rolling around town. And the essence of death is going to be persistent. And Pluto doesn't leave Capricorn until like 2023, 2024. So that we'll probably be dealing with plague issues for 2 or 3 more years minimum. Well, there might be 35% of people who for the next 2 or 3 months are going to live in 2 months are going to live in some reality world that Trump is going to be president. Or the virus is just a hoax. But man, if you built yourself a giant mental house of cards with only one outcome of how the end of 2020 would look, remember, you don't die when your belief system crumbles. You get the opportunity to come up with a new, better belief system. I love you. Merry Christmas. Stay cool. Talk to y'all soon. God bless everyone. And yeah.